In the realm of the academic performance, just go through. This is the criteria required minimum percentage grade. My attentions to in this eligibility criteria is here. For example, required minimum percentage grade if the students apply for the any abroad studies, or in case of the Indian students would like to attach or would like to join for the any kind of the interview or the placement services, this kind of the criteria is mentioned. My attentions towards, though it is the application for the abroad studies, what clearly mentioned. See, the first point, they need the minimum grade. This is a minimum academic grade, that is a CGPA 6.8 out of 10. This is the first criteria. Second criteria is a GPA out of 4, particularly university needed 2.6. The same things for the some subject are mentioned. If the students want to apply for the mathematical science, the CGPA in that course which is needed 7.2 out of 10. In case of the GPA for the particular subject, it is 3 out of the 4. Now, this is the main important criteria. The CGPA and GPA, if they are so important for your admission process, abroad studies and placements in India, this is the realm. This is the our journey to understand what actually we understand from the GPA and the CGPA. What is the difference between the GPA and the CGPA? This is not the numerical assessment. This is not the student's assessment on the basis of the only one. It is beyond that one. We are just aware about the CGPA and GPA. This is the numbers, but beyond the numbers, it will going to define the number of the criteria, overall performance of the students. Though GPA and CGPA, both the terms which are used very interchangeably, but definitely it has their own differences. If there is a differences, definitely it will going to have the implications. Now, what are the implications? What are the differences? When the students are planning their career planning, even in India and abroad studies also, they have to put your GPA and CGPA score. In this journey, you will going to understand what is the meaning of the GPA, how it is calculated. Though this is a technical formula, but it is very essential. Same case for the CGPA also. In which university considers CGPA, in which country CGPA and GPA are considered. Then we're going to consider what are the importance, why the students, why the academicians, or why the job seekers should be aware about the GPA and the CGPA. And the last, we're going to understand their importance also in this videos also. This is a guide for the success in career plan. Now see, this is the slides where I compared all the universities in case of the USA, United States of America. They follow the grade 4 scale. What is the meaning of the grade 4 scale? See, grade 4 scale, 4 is, suppose one student got the 4 GPA, he or she is considered as outstanding in her degree or in her courses. This is 4 GPA is equivalent to the A. When we compare with the range is given 0.9 or below the 0.9, it is considered as the F. And clearly university indicate out of 4, they need the GPA within the 3.4 or the 4. This is the United States of American universities requirement. I will just go through the next requirement for the European countries also. UK, Germany, Italy. But here the percentage or comparison is with the India also. In India, you just compare, means 60% is more than the 60%, even the 75% is. This is considered as the first class. 75% is, we classify them as first class with distinction. But now even the graduation program, they started the CGPA system. Therefore, it is very clear one thing: when USA University, when we would like to apply for the USA University, they insist the students GPA. But in case of the Indian system, in India, instead of the GPA, they need CGPA. Now, GPA, when apply for the abroad studies, mostly in American University, and CGPA, when the students would like to apply for the job, for any kind of the placement, any kind of the internship, they need to have the CGPA score, because this is eligibility criteria for the screening test also. Now, this is the one thing here we have to understand what is the difference between the GPA and how they will going to convert. As GPA is clearly mentions, it is the average performance of a students for the specific or semesters also. What is the meaning of the GPA in this case? If you compare with the GPA, GPA is one thing here. Imagine if the students are in any BSc programs. In Indian context, the 3 years, we have 6 semesters also. GPA, out of the 6 semesters, the 1 semester, 2 semester, 3 semester, 4 semester, 5, 6 semester, GPA, that is a grade point average for the each semester, or for the each course, or for the each modules also. This one thing we have to be very clear. A particular student GPA is 4. Particular student GPA is 3.4. It indicates his performance during the particular semester or during the particular course also. If you compare the formulas and all these things, the formula is given, but I don't want to be the technical parts in this formula. But GPA is clearly mentions, suppose the particular students will going to understand the GPA with the example of the semester pattern. It is better to understand. But one technical term is very clearly mentioned here. Which are the technical terms here clearly mentions? Total grade points and total the credit hours. Total grade points means 6 semester is there. Each semester GPA total grade will going to divide by the credit hours. As credit hours, some electives, some subject, or if you see field works or the project in our university manuals, it is clearly mentioned this project will going to have the 9 credit or the 8 credit, and 1 credit is equivalent with the 1 lectures, 1 hour lectures per week. Or suppose a semester is for the 6 months, definitely it is more than 16 weeks. This is the technical parameter we have to understand. Means GPA, it's based on total grade points divided by the credit hours. And credit hours, it's giving the totally indication, the importance, the major subject, or which is the elective subject also. We're going to try to understand GPA with the help of the some example. Now, take the example of here. Suppose for the practical purpose, consider the course, and consider the course or the semester. Semester has the 2 or the 3 subjects. Just I clearly mentioned one subject is the mathematics, next subject is the physics, and third subject is the we could classify as the histories also. Now, in this subject, imagine the total concept. Here the mathematics, the grade is the A, physics he got the grade of B, and the history he got the grade of E, and just mentions the importance. If the credit hours is 4, definitely in this course mathematics subject is more important. Students have to give the more attention to the math subject also. If the history, the grade or the credit hour is given the 2, it indicates it may be the elective subject. Now, in order to understand the GPA, how they will going to calculate the GPA, just we have the formula total grade, and this is the total grade. This is the total grade based on the students got the grade point divided multiplied by the 4. Now it is 16 for the mathematics. If you consider physics, he got the grade of the 3 into 3 as the credit hours is equal to 9, and here we're going to plus it. Then next for the history, the credit hours is 2 hours, and he got the grade of the 4. Then 4 into 2, 8, and see the total is a 4 plus 3 plus 2. This is the calculations for the GPA, and when we're going to do the calculations where the student's GPA for the particular course will going to understand in this way, and this is the total GPA of a students for the particular courses also, that is a 3.67. See, means clearly if the GPA for the particular semester, suppose third semester, fourth semester, and fourth semester suppose has the microbiology playing the credit of the 4, or microbiology playing the credit of the 8 students, and students got the good score in suppose semester number 5. It totally indicates students' inclinations to the microbiology. And university, those who want such type of the students, they may or they could ask for your the GPA in particular semester also based on your the elective subject also, and that is the most importance of the GPA, because GPA gives the clear-cut idea to the universities admission authorities when we apply for the number of universities in USA and even the European countries also. Mostly GPA is applied to the United States of America university, and they need the GPA of students. They never insist the CGPA of students. Therefore, this is a clearly distinctions. When we want to apply for the USA, university will going to ask for the GPA. And what is the GPA? GPA is your performance for the particular course, particular subject, whether it is a major, whether it is an elective. And if you have the good GPA, it indicates your inclinations to a subject, it is your consistency for the particular subject, it gives your hard work during the particular subject. Here we have to understand GPA for the first semester, GPA for the second semester, third semester. We could classify it as overall GPA, and for third and fourth, till the fourth semester, it is just the average of the first, second, third, and fourth, and it is known as the cumulative GPAs. This is the one point we have to understand. Now, next question is the CGPA. I very clearly mentioned C stands for the cumulative graded point average. In CGPA system is in Indian scale system to assess the students' performance throughout or across the degrees or the graduation years. As name itself mentioned, it is a cumulative graded point average. It's cumulative graded point average for engineering students. There are the 4 years and 8 semester, 8 points cumulative CGPA will going to consider. Again, it has its own formulas also. But my main point here is to understand is, if CGPA we consider one student's got the 8.2, and universities requirement eligibility they mention in a scholarship or the fellowship program, students those who apply for the particular scholarship, their CGPA must be more than the 7.2. If the CGPA is more than the 77.2, definitely he or she will get the admissions or the scholarship in particular courses also. Now, the next point to understand it, CGPA gives the overall performance of a candidate throughout the years. If throughout the years it continuously gives the overall assessment for the university authorities and the selection committee, this is the right students in even the first semester, second semester, throughout the semester, he or she performs very well. If you understand the difference between the GPA and the CGPA, then we understand in order to get the scholarship, in order to get the admissions in the United States of America university, there must be the balance throughout the semester. Because admissions, just I mentioned, the CGPA is one thing for the Indian university or Indian grade system is there, and the American systems need your GPA, and there is equivalency. Suppose students got the 8.2 CGPA, definitely you are going to convert into the grade of the 4. Because American university, they want your GPA. In that case, CGPA will going to convert into the GPA, and this may be equivalent with the 4, because each and university, they have their own system for the conversion of the CGPA and GPA. We're not going to going to detail about how CGPA will going to convert into GPA, but it is a very equivalency. The more than 8.2, more than the 8.5, it is equivalent with the 3.4 in case of the American systems or university grade of the force also. Now, next point, though it has its own formula, but the formula is very clearly mentioned if you go to the formulas and other points also. What are the calculations also? Imagine, just I mentioned, for the pharmacy students, 4 years, there are the 8 semester. For the understanding purpose, just we take only the 2 semester. One student has a 2 semester. In 2 semesters, the CGPA will going to consider, and their cumulative CGPA will going to consider. Imagine, say the students, and the students CGPA will going to calculate. Imagine she has only the 2 semesters just for the understanding purpose, and the semester 1, this is her scholar. So mathematics, she got the grade A grade equivalent with the 4 in grade scale of the 4. Suppose in physics she got the grade of a 3, and just mentions the credit hour for mathematics 4, credit hour for physics is a 3, 4 into 3 and 3 into 3, the 6.9, 60.9, 16 and 9. This is the credit score 25 divided by the 7, and what will the 25 divided by the 7, and that will be the CGPA. This will be the 3.57. This is a total grade point for particular universities also. Now, consider the second points also. Suppose this is a semester number 2. This is a semester number 2 for the particular students. For the particular students, same calculations will be there. We will going to consider the total grade points divided by the total credit hours, and this is 3.60. And 3.16, if we want to calculate the CGPA for the particular students, semester number 1, semester number 2, and total credit hour, and this is the actual score of the CGPA for the particular student, that is a 3.58 CGPA. If a CGPA is throughout your overall performance, in American system it is out of 4. For Indian system, we never follow this GPA system, but we have the CGPA system, and the CGPA systems playing the important part for the admission procedure. Now, the next point, why difference, why there is implication of the GPA and the CGPA, why we should be understand the importance of the GPA and CGPA in admission procedure, in placement procedure from the employer point of the view, or we could say from the university selection committee of the view. The first point is very clearly mentions when we consider the MBA admissions, so the BTech admission, BPharma admissions, engineering admissions. Therefore, this is the importance to evaluate. If there is evaluation of the semester wise, the course wise, we're going to consider the grade point average. Now, just for the Indian context, is crucial for the graduation, for the placement. Number of the MNC used to come in placement purpose for the final year students interview, and in order to the screening of the students, they place the one eligibility criteria. Those students got the CGPA for last 6 semester more than the 7.5. They are only considered to be appear for the interview, and that is the most important. If most of the students not bother about the CGPA, they are not bother about the maintain of the CGPA score more than the 7, definitely this is a screening test. Less than the 7.5 CGPA, they will not going to call for the interviews also. That things we have to be the understand here. Now, entrance exam. Just we mentions about the number of the things that we have to do. Now, when we consider the number of the entrance exams, for the entrance exams also we need the CGPA score, and CGPA scores playing the very important part in day-to-day activities also. Placements also, just we have mentions here, and difference between the GPA and the CGPA. GPA, as mentioned, it is very particular for the single semester performance, where overall performance CGPA, in order to understand students' strength and weaknesses for the particular semester, GPA will be considered. In order to understand the student's overall performance, CGPA will be going to consider. The focus in GPA is only on particular subject, particular courses, particular modules also. But in case of the GPA, it is a consistency over the times also. When there is the interim evaluation, GPA will going to be considered. American universities most value on there the overall as well as the cumulative GPA. In case of the final evaluation of the degrees, throughout the performance of the degree, CGPA will going to play the most important points also. Now, why this term GPA and CGPA is important for the international studies? Just I mentioned the international studies, definitely they need your GPA. In case of the Indian universities, suppose you got some CGPA, according to the university rules and regulations, you have to convert on that basis your CGPA into the GPA. Just I mentioned the European nations, in the US and Canada and Australia, their eligibility criteria for scholarship or the fellowship program or the education fund, your GPA must be in this range also. Next point, relevance. Where it is a relevance in application in the postgraduate studies, undergraduate studies, those students who want to for the internship or the job applications. First, nowadays MNC put this criteria for the GPA and the CGPA in their courses also. This is the convergence or the equivalence conversion for the GPA scores to the CGPA or CGPA into the GPA. Just see, as like the percentage, the students got the percentage within a range of the 85% to the 100%, but the grade system is actual evaluation of the students of number of ranges also. In case GPA students got the 4.0, it will going to be considered as outstanding or more excellent students. Same thing for the CGPA, more than 8.5 is considered as excellent students also. The same thing, suppose which GPA and the CGPA are considered or is the eligibility criteria. It's my own experience. Students must have the GPA more than the 3.4, and if it's equivalent to CGPA, it's the near about the 7.5 or more than the 7.5. Therefore, it is your duty to maintain your CGPA, and definitely more than the 7.5 CGPA will be going to convert it into GPA. It is equivalent or more than the 3.4 also. Therefore, takeaways and recommendations from these courses is first thing you must be know about where your skill is a GPA for the American universities and the Canadas. In case of CGPA, this is know your skills, in which institutions you are studying and where you are going to apply for the abroad studies. Second point, CGPA 7.4, 7.5, 8.0, it gives the students overall performance across throughout the years. Is consistency, hard work is given by this CGPA. Second point, there are some rules. For example, here we have mentioned WS or university specific requirement. Again, the conversion of CGPA to GPA is based on some university criteria. We're not going to detail about this technical terms. And last point is definitely we need to understand the how this GPA and CGPA plays very important part in our day-to-day activity. This is the takeaways and the recommendation part. Therefore, this journey, not only there is no need to understand the GPA or the CGPA, but GPA or CGPA, if you understand through this video, you make up your mind, no, my CGPA in case of the India, it must be more than the 7.5, and same CGPA will going to be converted into the GPA. It is equivalent to 3.4 or more than 3.5. Definitely your chances to get the scholarship, your chances to get the admissions in required university is very high. Therefore, my request to students, don't neglect the GPA and CGPA concept as like this is technical terms. We should not be bothered about this thing, because number of the applications get revert or get cancers or not be considered for the selection point of the view. Even the scholarship and fellowship programs, students apply for the particular things will not be considered on the basis of that. Therefore, this video gives the guidance in very clear way. GPA is for the American University application criteria, and CGPA, though it is for the Indian University job application, placement, and internship. Nowadays, MNC, most of the company need your CGPA in particular range also. Don't neglect this technical concept. Hopefully, you understand this GPA and CGPA through this video. Dhanyavad.